Okay, tell me if this sounds familiar. You're in your room, in your feelings, and you put this one sad song, and suddenly your whole life feels like you're in a music video. Or maybe you're just tired, and you put on your hype playlist, and suddenly you're cleaning your room like if you're in a montage. We all know that music affects our mood, but have you ever stopped to wonder why? Music isn't just background noise, it actually changes your brain, connects memories, and it also helps you process those emotions that you can't express. So today I'm going to break down how music affects your emotions in three big ways. First, how it physically changes your brain and body. Secondly, how it ties into your memory. And third, how it helps you deal with real emotional stuff like stress, sadness, and healing. So first of all, music literally changes your brain. Music doesn't just sound good, the brain treats it like a reward. According to Cleveland Clinic, listening to music releases dopamine, which is the same feel-good feeling when you fall in love or start laughing. Okay, for example, as you can see, music lights up multiple areas of the brain, like the amygdala for emotion, the auditory cortex for sound, and even motor regions. That's why we don't just hear music, we feel it physically. That's why you get chills during a very powerful song, or when you instantly get happy when your favorite beat drops. Music also affects your heartbeat, your breathing, and even your physical energy. So when you're feeling overwhelmed and put on a lo-fi playlist or play some soft piano, your body is literally coming down with you. It's not just in your head, it's actually happening in your nervous system. But here's where it gets really personal. Music just doesn't change how we feel now. It actually takes us back. Music brings back memories and emotions with them. Have you ever heard a song that you haven't heard in years and you're suddenly back in the exact moment? That's because music and memory are connected in your brain. Harvard Health explains that the hippocampus, which is something that stores long-term memory, lights up when you hear music. That's why driver's license can bring up a whole relationship you weren't even thinking about in that moment. Or why your mom's old playlist still makes you feel like a little kid. Now, this movie, Alive Inside, shows this man that hasn't spoken in days. But as soon as he hears a song his mother used to sing, he lights up. That's the emotional power of music and memory. It reaches parts of the brain and nothing else can.
You can if you like.
Even people with Alzheimer's, who can't remember their family sometimes, can still sing along to songs they used to listen to when they were younger. The Alzheimer's Association says that music can bring back memories even after some parts of your brain have stopped working. That's how powerful music really is to your brain. And sometimes we use that power on purpose, especially when we're going through a lot of emotional stuff. Music helps you process emotions like therapy without talking. Music is one of the most powerful tools we have when dealing with emotions, and we're using it without even thinking about it. We do this all the time. When we're feeling sad, we blast sad music, not just to make it worse, but to feel understood in that moment. For example, an artist can make us feel so well understood with their lyrics and their music. Even this short clip shows how people use music as emotional support. I see many people, many teenagers, posting on how they cope with music. We also blast music when we need the confidence. I mean, sometimes we can pretend that we're in an edit, feeling like really pretty, really handsome, and we put on calming sounds when we're overwhelmed. And sometimes music says the things we don't know how to say ourselves. I know personally there's times where I didn't want to talk to anyone, but whenever I listened to this one song, it made me feel like I had someone, that they understood what I was going through at that moment. And that's real emotional safety. It makes you feel like you're not the only one in the world going through that. So whether you realize it or not, music is constantly shaping what you feel, think, and remember. Let's bring it all together. Music literally changes how your brain and your body works, from releasing dopamine to slowing down your heartbeat. It connects your memories and pulls out emotions you still didn't know that were in there. And it helps you manage whatever you're feeling, whether you want to cry it out, get hype, or just exist in your own little world. So next time a song hits your heart, just know that's not random, that's science. Music doesn't just reflect what we feel. It helps us feel it better, especially songs tied to emotional moments. Thank you so much for listening to my informative speech about how music affects your brain. I really hope I gave you guys a sense of direction and information when I spoke about these things.